Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. All right, it's that time of the year to share our top 10 favorite releases of the year. I'm going to do this in two videos. So this video right here that you're watching is my top 10 favorite Criterion Collection releases of 2023. And in the next video, which will probably come out after Christmas, I will share with you my top 10 overall favorite physical media releases of the year. So 2023 just flew by. It just feels like every year just just zips by quicker and quicker. And we're about to bring in 2024. But before we do, let's talk about some of our personal favorites of the year for 2023 in the Criterion Collection space. So on the other side of this, I'm going to get into my top 10 favorite Criterion releases. And I want to hear in the comment section below, what are some of your favorite releases of the year? Let's do this. All right, 2023 is about to pass us by here. We're about to hit 2024, but let's talk about some of our favorite Criterion Collection releases of the year. Now, before I do want to just say that this top 10 that I'm about to share are single film releases. So I don't include box sets. These are also my personal favorites. So these are films that I've seen. So there are a few releases from Criterion that came out in 2023 that I have not yet seen. Like This Is a Burial. This is not a burial. This is a resurrection. I have not seen that title yet. There are a few others I haven't seen. So those obviously are not going to be included in this top 10 list. So these are my personal favorite releases of the year. I'm not saying these are the definitive end-all be-all official top 10. These are James's personal favorite releases for 2023 from the Criterion Collection. So I'm going to get into them right now, starting with some honorable mentions. So you got to have some honorable mentions because so many great releases come out every year from Criterion and so many other labels that it's hard to restrict it to, here's the best 5, here's my favorite 10. I try to expand the tent a little bit and include a few other titles that came out that I also appreciated. So here are some honorable mentions, starting with this one here from Mia Hansen-Løve, Bergman Island. Really nice film. This is a newer film from 2021, Spine Number 1170. And I really enjoyed this movie because it is one of those films that's about the filmmaking process. This is a couple, Tim Roth and Vicky Krieps. They play a couple who are vacationing on Bergman Island, the island that Ingmar Bergman made a lot of his films. And they are in the filmmaking business, and one is dealing with a little bit of creative block. And so I really like that angle, and you get to see some of the sights of, Bergman's films, which I really, really appreciated in this film. Just a really nice modern movie set on Ingmar Bergman's island. So I really like that. One False Move, this Carl Franklin film on 4K Ultra HD starring Bill Paxton and this wonderful cast, including Billy Bob Thornton, Cinda Williams, and Michael Beach. Really nice film from Carl Franklin, Spine Number 1187. This is on 4K Ultra HD. Really love that. Came out during the summer, during the July sale, Barnes & Noble sale, so I enjoyed that. On the screen here, you'll see this menu for this movie here, Nanny. I love exploring new filmmakers in the collection, and in this case, it's Nikyatu Jusu. This is a really nice film. It's a horror drama film. Doesn't lean too heavily into horror. It's just enough horror and dread and mystery there. And it's just a nice drama. I really enjoyed this film. Of course, it stars a wonderful Anna Diop in this movie, as well as Michelle Monaghan. So really, really good movie. I really enjoyed Nanny. Nice discovery for me this year. Of course, the others on 4K starring Nicole Kidman. This is a really, really good movie. It came out in 2001. This is from Alejandro Amenabar, so it was nice to revisit this on 4K Ultra HD. It's in the collection at Spine Number 1195. I highly recommend this film. It's about a woman played by Nicole Kidman, Grace. She has 2 children, and they live in a house during, I believe, World War II. So it's a period piece, and there's hauntings. That's all you need to know. Don't read anything else about this movie. Just go see the movie based on that, and you will be very, very pleased with what you see. It's a really nice film, nice ghost story type film. And of course, being Christmas time, it's nice to see movies set during Christmas, movies about Christmas. And Blast of Silence is a neo-noir film, or it's a noir film set in New York City in the early 1960s. And this is about a hitman played by Alan Barron, who's the director. He's a hitman from Cleveland going to New York City to do a job, and is set during the week of Christmas. So really good movie. Enjoyed seeing Blast of Silence for the first time. This is Spine 428. It got a Blu-ray upgrade this year, and I'm glad I finally had a chance to see this film. So those are my honorable mentions. You know, Blast of Silence, One False Move, Nanny, Bergman Island, some really, really nice film. The Others on 4K Ultra HD. So those are my honorable mentions. So now I'm going to go from 10 down to 1 of my top 10 favorite releases of the year. Oh, you know what? I am working off my laptop here, and I didn't have my mouse on. It helps to turn the on switch on. So I found that to be the case over the years. Turn the on switch on. So at number 10 is a film that I recently saw for the first time. I've heard about it, you know, over the years, but it's a really good film it's a biopic about the real life of Ritchie Valens that was cut off so soon. And this is La Bamba. Lou Diamond Phillips plays Ritchie Valens, the young singer who died at the young age of 17 years old in a plane crash, along with Buddy Holly and I believe another luminary in the music industry. Just a fantastic film with a wonderful cast, including Esai Morales, who plays his brother in this movie, and Rosanna De Soto and Elizabeth Pena. Wonderful, wonderful film, La Bamba, number 10. This is from director Luis Valdez. It's Spy number 1193 in the Criterion Collection, but I highly recommend this title, La Bamba. At number 10. At number 9, Martin Scorsese. As much Martin Scorsese that can come into the collection, the better. Mean Streets, amazing film, a Martin Scorsese movie. This is the first collaboration between Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro. You have Harvey Keitel in this movie. This comes in at Spine 1198, is a 4K Ultra HD release of this film, and this looks really nice on this 4K disc. It just makes this nice, gritty 1970s film from Martin Scorsese come to life. It still has that gritty, organic look to it, so it doesn't look like a 2023 movie. It's not supposed to, but it looks beautiful on this 4K restoration. Looks fantastic. Mean Streets at number 9. At number 8 is this film from director Claude Chabrol that comes in at Spine 1199, and it is La Cérémonie. This stars Sandrine Bonnaire, who appeared in the movie Vagabond. She was the star of the movie Vagabond, the Agnes Varda film. In this case, she's starring in La Cérémonie along with Isabelle Huppert, and this is a wonderful, wonderful film that I enjoyed. Spine 1199 in the collection, La Cérémonie. Two women who have mysterious pasts, who connect and do interesting things. I'll just leave it at that. You know, one woman is serving as a housekeeper for a family, for this French family, and the other woman is a postal worker, and they combine to do interesting things. I'll leave it at that. Good movie, La Cérémonie, from director Claude Chabrol. You learn quite a bit in the special features about the relationship between Claude Chabrol and Isabelle Huppert, and just who Claude Chabrol was as a filmmaker. So definitely enjoyed this release. Then one of the best animated films to come out in recent years from wonderful visionary director Guillermo del Toro, coming in at number 7 is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio on 4K Ultra HD. So, love this edition. It's a nice digipack edition, 4K Ultra HD edition, Spine 1201 in the Criterion Collection. And this is just a wonderful stop motion animation film. It is Guillermo del Toro's vision of the Pinocchio story. And this is Guillermo del Toro and Mark Gustafson co-directing this film and this wonderful project. And what makes this edition one of the best releases of the year is really the special features that talk about the whole stop motion animation process, Guillermo del Toro's vision, how they work with the animators, and just everything that went into the making of this film. It makes for a wonderful package. And if you just go into this film just watching and appreciating this film on its own merits and not comparing it to the Disney classic Pinocchio film, you'll really enjoy this even more, and just learning about how stop motion films are made and just the beauty of them. So Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, really love it. And the voice cast is amazing for this film. Fantastic. All right, this is a film that took me about 3 tries to view it. I started watching it one time, fell asleep. The second time, fell asleep again. But the third time, I think, was a charm, either the third or fourth time. And I'm glad I finally watched it, finished it, really enjoyed it. It's a good romance film, chilly scenes of winter. It's a good romance film in that it deals with the dysfunction of romance and how things aren't always perfect and neat and tidy and don't always end up with a nice pretty red bow on it. That life is complicated, romance is complicated, relationships are complicated, and this film by Joan Micklin Silver is a great example of that. Life is not perfect. Life is life. You know, in the sense of, you know, love is not always perfect, okay, is what I'm talking about. Love is sometimes dysfunctional, sometimes is misguided. And this is a great example of that. Chilly Scenes of Winter. Really enjoyed it. Spine 1176 in the Criterion Collection. Then this is a film from the 1960s, actually 1963, an English film that really surprised me and I really enjoyed. It has Dirk Bogarde, Sarah Miles, Wendy Craig, and James Fox. A really nice cast, but it is about a very wicked servant. A very wicked servant. I'll just leave it at that. It's a really good film. You have this servant who's serving in the home of this man, played by James Fox. Weird things begin to happen in terms of the evolution of the relationship between the servant and the man he's working for, as well as the other women who are involved, Sarah Miles' character and Wendy Craig's character. The interplay between all those relationships and the tension that is built over the course of this film is what makes this film really special. Really enjoyed this one. This is Spine 1182, and this comes in at number 6 for me, The Servant. So now we are at our top. Oh, I'm sorry. This is number 5 for me. 5. Losing count. So I now am down to my top 4 of the year. Hope you're enjoying this video so far. And again, I want to hear from you what your favorites are of the year from Criterion. So let me know that in the comments section. And let me know what you think about these titles that I'm showing here. Are these double thumbs up? Do you not like them? Are you somewhere in between? What do you think about these titles that I'm sharing in this video? And where would they rank on your list? So number 4 for me is a film that's a long one from David Lynch. Very surreal film. It's not for everybody. It's one of those films you have to be able to appreciate the filmmaking style and storytelling style of David Lynch. It stars Laura Dern. It is Inland Empire, mysterious film that I really love. Strange what love does. This is about a woman who is in Hollywood taking on a role for a movie, and very bizarre things happen in a very Lynchian fashion. You don't really walk away with a full understanding of what's going on in this movie, but it's just a great movie watching experience. And this is just a great addition. What I liked about this is not only the film itself and the mystery of it, but just going through the special features and hearing from Lynch a lot about the way he approached this film. I really appreciate that. And seeing Kyle MacLachlan, seeing Laura Dern in the special features talking about Lynch and talking about working with him as well. This is a really nice addition from the Criterion Collection. A Woman in Trouble, Inland Empire. So enjoyed that one at number 4. Down to my top 3. At number 3 is a film that stars Boris Karloff in his last film role. This is a film from Peter Bogdanovich, his feature film debut, Targets, from 1968. So this is before Bogdanovich did The Last Picture Show. He did this film, Targets, and this is a fantastic film that I highly recommend. This looks so nice on this Blu-ray. So nice. And it is just a really good film. It says old Hollywood collides with new Hollywood in screen horror with real life horror in the startling debut feature from Peter Bogdanovich. This is a really good one. Targets from the Criterion Collection, Spine number 1179. These are definitely high recommendations for me on the next flash sale or the next Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. So definitely consider these titles. At number 2, another Martin Scorsese film. So this is the second Martin Scorsese title in my top 10 that was in the collection this year, coming in 4K Ultra HD, spine number 1185, After Hours. This also came out during the July Barnes & Noble sale. This is on 4K Ultra HD. It is a film from 1985, and it stars Griffin Dunne, who also played a role in Chilly Scenes of Winter and also co-produced that film. So this is really good movie. I love this film. It's from 1985. It's Martin Scorsese. The film is wacky and crazy. It's this young man experiencing one of the worst nights of his life in New York City, and it's a wild and crazy ride, and I really enjoyed this film. The special features are really good. There's a great discussion on here between Martin Scorsese and writer Fran Lebowitz, where Martin talks about his experiences at this time making this movie, how, The Last Temptation of Christ was put to the side and basically left for dead for a while. He was in a bit of a wilderness at this point in his career, and so he made After Hours. So you hear a lot about that, about his experiences making this film, his experiences living in New York City, in the neighborhood he was living in at that time, and just going through a challenging period in his life. And so you think about the legendary, genius of Martin Scorsese. Hasn't always been smooth. It has not always been a smooth journey for him, and you get to appreciate that going through the features of After Hours. And now, down to my number one favorite release of the year from the Criterion Collection. And it is a release that I knew would be in my top 10 when it was even announced. I knew that this would probably land a spot on my top 10. Didn't know it would be number 1, but after I saw it when it came out, I thought to myself, this could very well be the best release of the year. And for me, Thelma and Louise on 4K Ultra HD is my number 1 release of the year from the Criterion Collection. This is such an amazing release. This is the Ridley Scott film from 1991 that stars Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. It's a Ridley Scott picture. It is Thelma and Louise. This could be my favorite Ridley Scott film. It could absolutely be. I mean, I know I love Blade Runner. I love Alien. Love those films. Okay, they're amazing. This is a special film. The performances from Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon are just wonderful. You have a young Brad Pitt in this movie as well. But the characters are amazing. The film is amazing, and the presentation on this 4K disc. This is a Digipack edition from Criterion, and it is absolutely spectacular. I mean, this package is just wonderful. The package is wonderful. The special features are wonderful. The presentation is fantastic. This is one of the best looking 4K Ultra HD presentations of the year, by far. This is a road movie, so you have them traveling through the American Southwest and the beautiful landscapes and the beautiful, outdoor set pieces. This film sparkles on 4K. It is so beautiful to just look at. It's like watching a travelogue. It is absolutely stunningly beautiful in the photography, in the cinematography. Ridley Scott just knocked your it just knocks your socks off watching this movie. I'm not saying this really well, other than to say it looks absolutely amazing on 4K Ultra HD with this Dolby Vision. It is a nearly perfect picture with this beautiful restoration. It's probably the best 4K picture that I've seen all year long, and that says a lot. So Thelma and Louise is my number 1 Criterion Collection release of 2023, and that is my top 10 list. So I'm going to show these releases right here. These are my top 10 favorite Criterion Collection releases of 2023. So La Bamba at number 10, number 9 Mean Streets on 4K, La Ceremonie at number 8, number 7 Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio in 4K, Chilly Scenes of Winter on Blu-ray, The Servant on Blu-ray, Inland Empire coming in at number 4, Target's at number 3, at number 2 After Hours from Martin Scorsese on 4K Ultra HD, brilliant film, and Thelma and Louise, number 1 for me for 2023. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think about these films? What are your top favorite releases from Criterion for 2023? And what are some titles that you are most looking forward to now that we know the first few months releases from Criterion for 2024? Which titles are you most excited about in the coming year? Let me know all that goodness in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.